wedding anniversary. Haribol! So Prabhu and Mataji have been connected with New Goloka for a very long time, many years. And especially on Janmashtami, we see Prabhu is like so enthusiastic. He'll come a week before and help with all the different services in the temple. So we'd like to thank them for all their contributions to Shri Shri Radha Golokananda. And let's pray for them on their wedding anniversary. Let's pray to Shri Shri Radha Golokananda, loudly chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Mataji, Hare Krishna. Okay, so we have a few more announcements, but we'll have that after the class. But please mark your calendar. A big Panihati festival is coming up, June 23rd, and then the children's summer school will be starting from next week. So we'll have more details, and then yes, so those will be announcements, but after the class. So after class at 6 p.m. we'll have Ekadashi Prasadam for everyone. Right? So thank you everyone. So we request everyone now if you can all come all the way in front. Always during the class we have many devotees walking, especially during the near the door. If you can all come, please friend, so that when people open the door they have space to walk in. So if everyone can kindly come forward. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, good to see everybody. Welcome to New Goloka. And last week we missed a lot of people, and next week we're going to miss a lot of people. We're always missing people. Okay. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janabalaba Giribardhari Gopi Janabalaba Giribardhari Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tera Panachari Yamuna Tera Panachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nichai Koro Hare Bo, Hare Bo, Hare Bo, Hare Bo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravidikacharya also Tara Sitashi Shimad. His Divine Grace Abhaya Chalananda Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharishi Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Ananda Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shidwaita Gadada Svasati Gaur Bhaktivedanta Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Sayam Kun Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai, Vrindavanam Ki Jai, Maturam Ki Jai, Jagadasami Ki Jai, Yamunamai Ki Jai, Srimati Lasadevi Ki Jai, Samveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Gaur Premananda Hari Hari Bol. All glory is the assembled devotees, all glory is the assembled devotees, all glory is the assembled devotees, all glory is the Shri Guru and Gauranga Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Namaham Vishnupadaya, Krishna Prastaya Pudale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pacharni Nivashesha Shunyavadi Paschacha Dejatarni Om Gana Timidanda Shah Gananjana Shlakya Chakshur and Meditam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So I think most of you were not here last week. So last week we began a presentation on something called the Harinam Chintamani, which is a book by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who is the spiritual master of Gaurgashodas Babaji Maharaj, who is the spiritual master of Srila Bhaktisaranta Saraswati Thakur, who is the spiritual master of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And just a little introduction, I think would be interesting to explain why I got enthusiastic recently to present this, is because recently I was in a particular country which will be nameless to protect the innocent. It was Fiji. And one of my friends was very worried about the evil eye. So many of you from India know about the evil eye. Even if you look at someone with one eye, you're giving evil eye. So they went to a Muslim witch doctor to get rid of what they thought was an evil eye coming from another devotee, which wasn't true. You know, because they discovered some vegetables in their garden or something like that. So I got very upset. And the reason I got upset is because we have what? Does anyone know? We have the Maha Mantra, not the person Maha Mantra, who's now gone back to Bolivia for a few weeks. But anyway, we have this Maha Mantra, which is non-different from Krishna, more powerful than all the holy places. And as Bhaktivinoda Thakur quotes this verse, Namachintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha, Purnashuddha Nityamukto Vinatwam Namanamino. It's non-different from Krishna, it's eternally pure. It's a desire gem. You know, you can't say enough nice things about the holy name. And It's like we know, if you've ever studied the Ramayana, you have the story how Ram Nam is so powerful, right? And Hanuman is always absorbed in Ram Nam, and that's what gives him the power. And even Lord Shiva and Parvati, they're chanting Ram Nam. So, and we chant Ram and Krishna and Hare. Of course, Hare refers to Radharani, and Krishna refers to Krishna. That was easy. And Ram refers to Ram, to Lord Ram, Balaram, and Radha Raman. Very nice. And all these three words in the Mahamantra are in the vocative case, which means they're calling out. It's like saying, "Oh Krishna, oh Radha, oh Ram." And so anyone who calls for Ram, Krishna, or Radha gets their mercy. So I became very upset because they were minimizing the holy name. And they got very scared because I was so angry. Usually I don't get angry, but I only get angry if there's offenses against devotees, or offenses against the holy name, or offenses against Prabhupada's society. So you want to make me mad, you know how now. Otherwise, the rest of the time it's Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. You don't have to worry about it. So last week we talked about a few different subject matters. One was that verse I just quoted about the holy name. Another one is about Kali Yuga that we're all in right now, because Kaler Doshan Adhe Rajan Ashyeko Mahad Guna Kirtana Deva Krishna Shamukta Sangha Param Vajet. That Kali Yuga is really bad. Just read the news. It's an ocean of difficulty. People are short-lived. People are less intelligent. People are, getting sicker and sicker, losing their health. And basically, there's only one solution, which is actually makes Kali Yuga a good place, or good time. Ashyeko Mahad Gunat Kirtanadaiva Krishna Shak. By chanting Krishna's name, then you Mukta Sangha Paramvajet. You can get Krishna consciousness and go back to home, back to Godhead, simply by doing that. So that's another subject we talked about. And we also mentioned that chanting the holy name is the goal and the process. It's what we call the sadhana. Sadhana means practice. And sadhya, which means the goal. So you don't have to give it up. In the spiritual world, they're chanting Hare Krishna all day long. Other processes of yoga and self-realization you give up. For example, if you're performing Hatha Yoga, the yam, niyam, asana, pranayam, pratyahara, dharana, jhana, samadhi, the eightfold processes like restrictions, positive injunctions, asana, sitting in a certain place, breathing in a certain way, focusing the mind, pulling the mind out from everything like that, and ultimately being absorbed. You give up those things when you achieve spiritual perfection. Or what to speak of what's called Sankhya Yoga, which is an analysis of the material world. Not this, not that. Basically, it's the neti process. Neti means not this, not that. And it's a little more sophisticated, a lot more sophisticated than that. You have like 24 elements that you analyze, your senses, the sense objects, and you come to the conclusion, I'm not any of those things. I'm something different. But that may take, what? Mohanam janmanamante, jnanavamam prabhajate, vasudeva sarvamiti, sa mahatma sadurlabha. So, these are the different subject matters we talked about in brief last week, just to bring you all up to speed. And we're going to go further in this Harinam Chintamani. This particular slide you have here illustrates that by chanting the holy name, you can realize, of course, the name, guna, rupa, and lila of the Lord. What that means is by chanting, you can experience the qualities of Krishna. Krishna has different qualities. He's Dhiradatta, Dhira Lalita, Dhira Prashanta. He's very tricky sometimes. Sometimes he's serious. Sometimes he tells jokes. You can experience there's actually 64 main qualities of Krishna. So this is the benefit of chanting, as far as other benefits too. And, okay, so let's get further into the analysis of the holy names. There's two types of names. This is all from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. This is a summary of the Harinam Chintamani. There's two types of names. That's interesting. General categories of names. They're actually primary names and secondary names. Primary names are names that refer to Krishna and his personal relationships. Secondary names are names that refer to Krishna in terms of his position as God. For example, Narayana, the resting place of all living entities, Narayana. And personal name, that's a secondary name. A personal name would be like Govinda, Gopal, Yashodanandana, Kamsanishudana, the killer of Kamsa. These are all personal names of Krishna. So, depending on which personal name you chant, of course, both names have spiritual potencies, but depending on which personal name you chant, you develop a relationship with that particular personality of Godhead, or manifestation. Krishna, there's only one God. Remember that. Advaita Chuta Anadir Ananta Rupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha. But he has many different manifestations. The same person. I need to explain that further. Just like all of you have different manifestations. At work, you have one manifestation. At home, you have a different manifestation. When you're sleeping, you have a different manifestation. Or unmanifestation, as the case may be. So Krishna has unlimited manifestations, unlimited guises, unlimited incarnations, unlimited avatars. In every species of life, Krishna has a manifestation. And there's a name for Krishna in all those different manifestations. Like we have Nrsingadev, Vamana, Kurma, Balaram, Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrughna. They're all Vishnu Tattva. And so when you chant that particular name, you become connected to that particular manifestation of Krishna. It's interesting, isn't it? Like if you're a Ram Bhakta, you're going to be chanting, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram. Sorry, I got excited. Sorry about that. I have to be careful. Sometimes I slam my computer if I get too excited. So you'll be chanting Ram, Sita's name, and then you're going to contact them. For example, my friend Hanuman, it's my friend, not yours, he is so loyal to chanting Ram's name that in his manifestation during Lord Chaitanya's pastimes as Murari Gupta, he didn't want to get into chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra that much. He chanted, but he really wasn't focused on it. And Lord Chaitanya tried to convince him, just chant Hare Krishna. Everything's in the Hare Krishna mantras. You don't have to chant just Ram, Ram, Ram. And he, because he's an incarnation or avatar of Hanuman, he refused. He couldn't do it. He tried. He couldn't do it. So we have devotees who are loyal to a particular form of God. It's not that everyone is completely focused on Krishna, although Krishna is tu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the source of all incarnations. Still, every devotee has some loyalty like that. It's not that one is lesser than another. Don't tell Hanuman he's lesser. You'll be in trouble. So we should appreciate like that. Or someone's a Ram Bhakta. I know, let's say another story about Fiji. which I spend a lot of time in. Fiji, primarily people are Ram Bhaktas. Of course, they don't really know how to worship Ram. They have these Ram mandalis there. And after the recitation of some Ram Gatha, they all get intoxicated. The men, not the women. The women are more pious than the men. So anyway, they, but let's say they're Ram Bhaktas. Let's say theoretically they're Ram Bhaktas because they love Ram. So when the Hare Krishna devotees first went to Fiji, they went into the mandalis and told, stop worshiping Ram. And as a result, they almost got themselves killed. Or at least they were ostracized from most of the society. So we respect, if someone's a Nrsimha Bhakta, fantastic. Ram Bhakta, fantastic. Or even in other religions, if they happen to be a Bhakta following the rules and regulations, that's fantastic. Like Prabhupada one time visited a monastery where there were vegetarians and they were worshiping and very serious. And Prabhupada very much appreciated. He wrote in their book there, he says, very, very spiritual here. So we appreciate all religions. We're not sectarian. And especially we appreciate anyone worshiping any form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the type of name, direct or primary or secondary, is important. And then also amongst the primary names, it's important which name you chant. I mean, even if you go, sometimes you go to Vrindavan and you find people just chanting Radharani's name. I mean, do we criticize? No. That's wonderful, because they're chanting Radharani's name to assist Radharani in serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I remember there's one devotee who was chanting all the time, Radhe, 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 Radhe. It's wonderful. So we appreciate, we're broad-minded. We're not closed-minded. But we want people to chant primary names of God. But if they don't, secondary names of God, Our Father who art in heaven, that's fine. It's the beginning. It's not a personal relationship. It's a relationship of awe and reverence in something at best like Shanta Ras, which is all right if they follow what God wants. If they follow their commandments, such as not eating meat. Prabhupada will continually talk about that. So this is the point Bhaktivinoda Thakur makes. And he says, when you're chanting, there's three, whoops, hit the wrong thing. Oh, hit it twice. There's three stages in chanting. Don't worry, there's not the pig stage. That's not what that means. There's the first one is on the left is the offensive stage. When one is committing offenses and not trying to get rid of committing offenses. You know, 10 offenses, which we'll go over in a few minutes. The second stage, which has a bore there, means, acts in reference to an example Bhaktivinoda Thakur makes in the Harinam Chintamani. He says that that's Namabas chanting. Namabas means, in this particular case with the boar, once upon a time there was a Muslim who was being attacked by a boar, and he chanted Haram, 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 horrible, how horrible, like that. So there's different types of Namabas chanting, and of course you see Srila Prabhupada there. Obviously that means pure chanting. And we know when someone like Srila Prabhupada is around, even if you see them, you want to chant. That's the symptom of a great devotee. Just by seeing them, being in their presence, automatically, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Whoops, we went backwards. Sorry about that. So now we're going to talk about Namabas, the second stage of chanting. So Namabas, basically the name or the word Namabas means something indistinct. Something indistinct or a shadow or a reflection. And that's what you see there, shadow or reflection. Srila Prabhupada stated here, if Namabas contaminated chanting, the holy name is so powerful, then what of those devotees who are chanting the pure name? Because by Namabas, it destroys all sinful reactions. We gave a class on this the other day at the temple, in the morning class. The Kuta, Bija, Aparada, Parabda, all the different types of sin. Akuta means the inclination to do something bad. Then the bija means the seed of desire. And then there's the actual action itself. Then there's the reaction you haven't gotten yet, just coming around the corner. And then there's the parabda. That means the reaction you have now. And incidentally, it's really interesting. All of us are walking around with bodies that were coming from our previous karma. Now, if you're chanting seriously, you don't have any more karma. Your body is not karmic. Because Brahmarpanam Brahmahavir Brahmagno Brahmanohutam Brahmatena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhanam, as Krishna states in the Gita, that when you're using your body to serve Krishna, your body is no longer karmic, but it still is evidence of your past karma. It's not parabda anymore, but it's still evidence of what you did in the past. Just like if you have some sickness, like diabetes or something like that, or you had an accident, some truck hits you or something like that. Or what else? Oh, legal problems. Or you happen to be challenged in the beauty department. I didn't want to use the you word, because that would offend people. So these are all evidences of past, but none of them are impediments to becoming Krishna conscious. Or if you have a low birth, none of this is an impediment, because simply by chanting the holy name, even Namabas, meaning something else, joking, we're going to hear about this in a minute. Let me go to the next slide because that explains it. Sins are destroyed, liberation, Kali's effects are gone, ghosts and demons, there's your evil eye right there. Ooh. One time, one of my godbrothers in India, I was rubbing my eye and looking with one eye by accident, and he started to shake. He said, "You're giving me the evil eye." So what did I do? I covered my eye again. I kept staring at him. If you think this is going to be the evil eye, you're in trouble. So simply by chanting Namabas accidentally, meaning something else, even making fun, oh, that Krishna, he's such a rascal. Even if you happen to be Mr. Shishupal. You know, Shishupal, he sort of lost his head, literally and figuratively. Still, you don't even have to worry about your horror scope. Your horror scope. I said that. Oh, Rahu. Just like the famous story about Rahu went to Hanuman. I love Hanuman. So Rahu went to Hanuman and he said, "It's your time." Oh, Shani. Sorry, it was Shani, not Rahu. Shani went to Hanuman and said, "It's your time." And Hanuman said, "Sit on my head." And then Hanuman he was serving Lord Ram, he took a big boulder and he crushed Shani, and then that was it. I said, "Okay, finished." So everybody's worried about their Saturn period. I'm going through my Saturn period, Prabhu. Don't talk to me right now. For the next few years, my whole life will be unfortunate. And there's something called a self-fulfilling prophecy, where if you really believe something, you sort of make it happen. See, if you were to hear, you're supposed to have a car accident today, so subconsciously you may do something to cause a car accident. But if you chant Hare Krishna, you don't have to worry about anything. I mean, my astrologer, or several astrologers, said I was supposed to die when I was 55. And I was counting down the days. I said, please chant to me now. It's time. Back to home, back to Godhead. But I didn't go back to home, back to Godhead. I woke up in Hillsborough. Which is nice, because it is back to Godhead, because we have Radha Golokananda here. So we have to have this faith in Krishna's names, that it's powerful. It'll take care of everything. I mean, obviously you still go to a doctor. If you break your leg, you don't go, Hare Krishna, or arm, Hare Krishna, Krishna. No, you go to a doctor. But as far as these subtle influences, parabdha karma, karma kuta bija, evil eye, curses, everything like that, forget it. You don't have to worry about those things. In fact, it's more powerful than all the Vedas and holy places, which I've mentioned before. More powerful. I mean, many of us, we want to go on pilgrimage, which is fine. Chardham. But the holy name is more powerful than going everywhere. We still go on pilgrimage. I mean, I love going pilgrimage too, but I chant wherever I'm going. Okay. Enough glorification. So in Namabas, there's higher and lower categories of Namabas. Remember, Namabas is like a reflection or dim. So lower, this one type of lower means we could be meaning something else. Like, here's a story. Does anyone know that story that we're depicting here? Ajamil. Ajamil, he was calling out for his son, Narayan. That's why every one of you should name your children by Krishna's names. Because even when you're angry with them, you're chanting. So if your son or daughter says, why are you so angry, mother? You say, I'm just chanting the holy names. Govinda, come here. You rascal, Govinda. Yeah, that's the benefit. You don't want to call your... Anyway, it should be a simple name for the child. Like, you don't want to call your child Kamshani Sudana. You understand? I mean, it's a killer. It's a bona fide name of Krishna. But you won't be saying, you'll be saying, Kamsa, come here, Kamsa, come here. So it should be, the children's name should be very, very simple, like 2 syllables, 3 syllables at most. So this is called the lower Namabas, meaning something else. It's not as powerful as the higher Namabas. Another type of lower Namabas is joking. Sort of having a joke with, oh, Hare Krishna, something like that. Another type is stoba, which is making fun of Krishna like Shishupal did. Shishupal, he had 100 times he could actually make fun of Krishna, and then he got his head cut off. Another type is hela, or disregard. That means you just, whatever, Hare Krishna, not even paying attention to it. But still, it works. It still helps you overcome all these different types of karma. More powerful than all the holy places, remember that. But they won't lead you to Krishna Prema unless you go to at least higher Namabash, which is the clearing stage, which means one is chanting with faith and the right desire, trying to get rid of these impurities, getting rid of the 10 offenses like that, and we'll talk about that in a second. Without any Mayavadi tendency. Here we have a person who had a Mayavadi tendency. What's his name? Anyone remember? Pondrak. Pondrak was the original Mayavadi. He said to Krishna, Krishna, give up all your symbols. Not symbols like that. You know, these symbols, like the 4 symbols, the conch, the lotus disc, like this. And especially give up your weapons, like the disc and your club. And he wrote a letter. He said, Krishna, you're imitating me. Can you imagine that? Writing a letter to Krishna saying, Krishna, you're imitating me. And Krishna says, okay, I'll give up these things to you, but first I'm going to give you the chakra. Catch. And he sort of lost his head. So one has to avoid, in whatever type of namabash you're performing devotional service in or chanting the holy name, you have to avoid people who are impersonalists. It's poison. Poison even to namabas. Impersonalist means people who say, I'm God, you're God, we're all God, thank God, or God forbid, you know, whatever. These are impersonalists. And it's anyone who takes to impersonalism loses their ability to understand personalism. I'm God. I'm moving the universe. Doesn't work. So we have to avoid these. And to actually come to the very high stage, one has to serve a bona fide guru. That's to go higher than namabas. Because when you serve a bona fide guru, then you get bhakti. Bhakti is an energy of the Supreme Personality of God, expansion of Srimati Radharani. And this bhakti is independent. Krishna doesn't give bhakti. But bhakti is given by Krishna's devotees. Krishna say, Tamar Krishna Dite Par, as Bhaktivinoda Thakur chants, that Krishna belongs to the devotee. So one who serves the devotee, either by eating prasadam, these are very powerful substances, prasadam remnants of the pure devotee, foot bathing water or foot dust of the pure devotee. One makes great spiritual advancement. And serving the lotus feet of a pure devotee. Then you get Krishna's mercy. Just like there was one devotee in Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. His name was Kalidas. He was dedicated to serving all the Vaishnavas in the Navadvip Mayapur area. In fact, he would serve them and eat their remnants, even if that meant he had to sneak out behind their houses when they threw the orange peels away or the mango skins away, the mango pits away. He would eat everyone's remnants and give everyone prasadam and serve everyone. And because of that, he got mercy that no other devotee got voluntarily from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He got to bathe Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feet. When Lord Chaitanya was entering the Jagannath temple, and they were pouring the water on Lord Chaitanya's feet, and he was pouring the water, and he was able to drink it. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Krishna's fulfilled your desire. He didn't get angry with him. Krishna's fulfilled your desire. So saints are so powerful that if one can relate to a great saintly person like Srila Prabhupada and serve Srila Prabhupada's mission like that, one will surely get pure devotional service. Even, here's an example of Magrari the hunter. Magrari the hunter was very, very low-class person. He was actually half killing the animals. And he was stopped in doing that by Narada Muni and told about the karmic reaction that he would, not only told about, but shown the karmic reaction that he would have to suffer for killing the animals. And then he gave all that up and began to serve Narada Muni and serve his instructions, and became such a great saint that he wouldn't even step on ants, which is the picture you see there. So, very, very important, serving great devotees. And so those are the principal characteristics of someone who is actually advanced in chanting the holy name. Now, there's marginal characteristics, which I'm not going to spend much time on. Marginal characteristics is one serves according to one's psychophysical nature in varnashram. Okay, and now we're going to talk about offenses. Avoiding the offenses. So one has to carefully avoid offending the sadhu, which I mentioned before, criticizing the sadhu's past birth or birth, accidents, present reactions, because if one does that, one's taste for chanting will degrade. And one also has to avoid bad association. We have those cups available for anyone who wants to buy one after this class. So bad association, this is the first instruction that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave when he was asked, what is the quality of a Vaishnava? He said, a satsanga chag, a Vaishnava char. The first quality is one avoids bad association, especially the Mayavadis we mentioned before, or people who are materialistic. Of course, being practical in this world, we have to somehow or other associate with a lot of people who are bad association. So how do we do this? Like many of you are working jobs, and it's not that you can pick and choose, go to your boss and say, you're bad association, you're eating meat, you have an illicit affair, If you do that, you won't be able to hold a job for very long. So that means intimate, close association with others, like revealing the mind and confidence, taking advice from people. This is what's considered to be bad association. So these are very important points insofar as making spiritual advancement. And also learn to discriminate, be intelligent enough to discriminate the different types of Vaishnavas or non-Vaishnavas, whether one is on what stage of Namabas, whether one is a Kanishta Adhikari. Kanishta Adhikari means a new person who just worships the deity, and that's glorious, but doesn't believe that Krishna is in everyone's heart, or doesn't think that Krishna is in everyone's heart, and doesn't treat everyone properly. And a Majjhima Adhikari is someone who's chanting seriously, and so we associate with such a person and make friendship with such a person, and then understand who is an Uttama Adhikari, like Prabhupada. Uttama Adhikari means topmost devotee, one who sees Krishna premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena shantakshadeva yeshu vilokiyanti. One who sees Krishna all the time, who only engages in Krishna's service, and brings you to the point of chanting, wanting to chant. And then ultimately we'll talk about 10 offenses, and then this is the last slide we'll do today. And then I have something I wanted to show everybody. So we have the other 9 offenses. We already talked about not offending the devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The other offenses are as follows. Can you see the arrow there? No, you probably can't see my cursor. So I'll just tell you what they are. The one on the left is consider the names of the demigods to be equal to or independent of the holy name of Lord Vishnu. Sounds like an initiation lecture. Next one is disobeying the order of the spiritual master. Next one is minimizing or criticizing the Vedic literatures or literatures in pursuance of the Vedic version. Next one is thinking coming up with some speculative meaning of the holy name of the Lord. Next one, thinking the glories of the holy name or imagination. The next one is speculating on a meaning, coming up with some crazy, perverted meaning of the holy name. Next one is committing sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name. Next one is, let's see, that was 7. 8 is considering the chanting of the holy name to be a ritualistic activity like karma kanda activities. 9th is to preach the glories of the Lord to the faithless. And 10th is to maintain material attachments. Those are the hands at the bottom. Maintain material attachments. So these are things to be avoided if we want to come to a higher stage, to be on the clearing platform, the clearing namabhas, the higher namabhas, so we can ultimately come to the stage of Krishna Prema. So, this is all we have time for today, because I have a very interesting video I wanted to show you at the end of this class that will take about 7 minutes, and then we can take questions. 2 of my friends recently went on a preaching tour in China. And they took some videos, and I thought it would inspire you all to see the preaching that's going on in the Chinese Republic. Okay, let me just... Can you see that? Okay. Hopefully the sound will work. These are some chanting devotees. Oh, the sound is not working. Oh, yeah.
In April 2024, Divya Govinda, a prominent Thai Krishna singer and musician from New Zealand, embarked on a transformative journey to China, accompanied by his Chinese friend and guitarist, Govinda Hu, and his wife, Radha Dossi. Together they explored the spiritual landscape of 7 major cities.
Can you see it all right? Or?
Their travels led them to Hangzhou, where amidst the serene surroundings, they found moments of peace and reflection. from Shenyang to the vibrant streets of Beijing, Divya Govinda and his companions shared the joy of theatre with Chinese devotees across the nation, capturing unforgettable moments along the way.
We have thousands of devotees in China. It's so inspiring to see. And all this has occurred actually in the last 20 years.
I've been to China to visit one of the best in my whole life. And I realized just like, visiting the moon. Thank you everyone for your sangha, for your association. Chinese devotees are very unique. They have a different power. Thank you so much, everyone, each of you, for participating in your hospitality in ISKCON. I really enjoy it. Shri Ram Sankirtan ki
Jai.
Join us on this enchanting voyage of music, devotion.
Okay. So I thought that would be it illustrates how we actually have a United Nations of the spiritual world. Your devotees in China, and this devotee sent me this video today, and he related to me that the final day they were there, they were in an apartment, and the police broke in. They discovered them, because a lot of this has to be done undercover in China. They broke in and took them all to jail. But they let them off just with the charge that they were staying in a place without registering themselves. But they took the deities. The police confiscated the deities, but they let them keep the camera, fortunately. That's why we have the videos here. So in such a difficult situation, devotees are preaching and making thousands and thousands of devotees. And these Chinese devotees are very, very sweet devotees. I met a number of them in India when I go there. So, does anyone have any questions? We have 5 minutes left. Yes, Nanda Gopal.
During the class you mentioned name and second.
Yeah.
My question is, how does the primary name start, if at all?
All right. He could start chanting Hare Krishna, and when he feels an attraction for a specific other holy name, then he goes to his Guru Maharaj and says, my Guru Maharaj, I'm very attracted chanting Ram, 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 Ram. And if he's on the right stage and not just sentimental, spiritual master will say, yes, then you're a Ram Bhakta, as you chant the names of Ram. So everything is very personal. Whoa. Even insofar as a relationship with Krishna, there's different rasas. When one reaches a certain stage in devotional service, one goes to his spiritual master and says, I am attracted to serving Krishna in a certain capacity. And the spiritual master will, if the disciple is on that stage, recommend a particular type of meditation and worship. Yeah. But that's a very advanced stage. You're not in that stage right now. You just chant Hare Krishna. So, good question. So, who else has a question? Krishikesh. Okay, Namaparad. Krishikesh asked me the question, what's the difference between Namaparad and Namabhas? So Namabhas is a reflection on the holy name, a reflected chanting or dim chanting, because one is not chanting purely, but it's not that one is committing offenses. Or at least, if there's some remnants of offensive mentality left, one is trying to get rid of that offensive mentality. You know, that's the offense on chanting, not having complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and maintaining material attachments, even understanding so many instructions in the matter. But Namaparad is definitely directly committing offenses and being aware of it, and that's Namaparada, having offensive mentality. What's that?
You're more aware of it than...
I think, yeah, aware of it and doing it deliberately.
Okay, got it.
Whereas Namabhas, if you become aware, then you stop doing it.
Thank you, Gurudev.
You know, if Krishna reveals to me that I'm committing an offense against a devotee, and I stop, oh my God, I'm destroying my spiritual life, then at least I'm on the clearing stage. So, any other questions? Yes.
So earlier in class, you mentioned some things like, oh my God, is impersonalism.
Impersonalism.
Yes. I was wondering if you might explain more of how that's impersonalism and how to avoid.
Not to say, oh my God, is not impersonalism. That was a joke.
Oh.
That was my response to seeing or thinking of an impersonalist. Oh my God. Oh my God is not impersonal. That's actually Namabhas.
Oh.
Like if something happens, let's say I'm walking in the yard and I cut myself or something like that, and I said, oh my God, then I'm chanting a Namabhas. But God is what type of name? Anybody know? It's a secondary name. If I say Krishna, then it's a primary name. So if you hurt yourself, say, instead of oh my God, say oh my Krishna.
Okay.
No, oh my God is not impersonalism. Yes.
In the class, you also mentioned that how Naam can reveal or reveals Rupa, Guna, and Leela.
How you realize
Yes.
by chanting Naam,
Yeah. So my
Guna, Rupa, and Leela.
So if in a sadhak avastha, if I cannot develop that attachment or purification on name, what if I can, it's easier for me to have attachment to the pure devotee who has that kind of a mood and I'm attached to that
And
devotee.
then automatically you'll get attached, yes. Our business is to get attached to a pure devotee, and that attachment will actually give us the taste for hearing and chanting. That's the secret. Just like with Magrari, the example we gave. Or even the example of Narada Muni. In his past life, he served some pure devotees, the Bhaktivedanta, for 4 months and took initiation. And because of that, he became the great Narada Muni eventually. So that's the secret. Mahat Seva Muhurvi Muktes. By serving the great souls, one gets Krishna consciousness. So, there's no other questions. We'll end here and let Aditya Narayan Prabhu make the announcements. Thank you very much. All glories to His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. So thank you so much, Maharaj. Such a wonderful class, and this is something that we encourage everyone to chant the holy name, but to actually know the offenses, the different 3 steps of chanting, it's so enlightening. So we'd like to thank Maharaj for this wonderful, very powerful class on Harinam Prabhu.
Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Also, the video from China was so inspiring to see all those devotees have kirtan and dance in ecstasy. It is very, very inspiring. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for a very, very wonderful, enlightening session. His Holiness Big Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki!
Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
So, can you just pass the sheet here? Right here. Yeah. Thank you. So, starting from next week, if many of you are aware, we have our Sunday school. And normally our Sunday school for children, we actually have a fall session and a spring session. But this time we are actually going to start, the BKG Academy is going to offer this Krishna Summer Sunday Children Activities. And there are going to be 2 batches for this. One is a boys summer Sunday classes, that's from age 10 and up. And it's going to be led by Sri Arjun Prabhu. There's going to be interactive discussions on Shastra, values in daily life. There's going to be physical exercises. So it's a very nice planned session. So ages 10 and up, you can actually register your boys for the first part. And the second is actually storytelling activities and library time. This is from ages 4 and up. And this will be led by Mother Neelambari. So this, both of these will be starting from next week until end of July. And it will be Sunday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. The same time we have our Sunday school. So if you'd like to register, it's this coming Sunday. So please, there's a QR code. These forms are right here and also on the glass doors to the entrance to Prasadam. You can sign up and register your child for these courses. Okay. So this is coming up next week. And also I'll leave one form here. So if you'd like to get more details and sign up. Also coming up on June 23rd, right, so it's like 3 weeks from now, we'll be celebrating a very, very exciting festival. It's a very unique festival. We'll be celebrating the Chitta Dahi Panihati Pot Festival, right. So this is actually a very important pastime that actually took place with Raghunath Das Goswami and Nityananda Prabhu. And for this, we actually encourage all of you to participate in this festival by painting nice devotional pots. Right? You can get these clay pots from Walmart, Home Depot, and different sizes. And you can even engage your children to do a nice devotional painting. And on that day, on June 23rd, all the pots will come here, and then we'll actually be filling with a very special prasadam, which is actually the unique aspect of this Panihati Chiddadahi festival. We'll be offering the bhoga, and then they'll be right on the altar offering to Shri Shri Radha Golokananda and Gaur Nitai. So we are making this announcement 3 weeks in advance, so you can actually plan, what kind of pot you want, and if you need more details, you can talk to Ratna Radhika. She's right here, and she can give you some designs. We also have like a catalog. If you need a particular idea, then you can refer to the catalog and see what kind of devotional art. But it's a nice, devotional activity to engage your children, or if you yourself are an artist and you would like to help paint a pot for the Panihati festival. And also, we would like to thank Sunny Prabhu and Neha Mataji. I think I saw them here. Yeah, they are right here. Okay, Prabhu and Mataji. So they are actually sponsored the Artik this evening. And this is actually sponsored for their son, your younger son, Vivan's birthday. Haribol! So let's pray for Vivan. Let's everyone chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, praying to Shri Shri Radha Golokananda to shower their blessings on Vivan. So everyone please join me. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Vivan is here? Oh, right there. Hare Hare Krishna. We pray to Shri Shri Radha Golokananda to shower their blessings on Vivan. Hare Krishna. Happy birthday. Also today is the birthday of Mogi Reddy. And coming up this week, tomorrow is the birthday of Jessica Hairston. Oh, that's our Jai Shri Mataji. Then Twinkle Patel, Veera Singhedi. On Saturday is the birthday of Padma Malini. And on Friday is Pratibha Sukumar. So we do have this birthday blessing seva where even you can just sign up with a QR code, and once you sign up, then on your day of your birthday we offer special prayers to Shri Shri Radha Golokananda, and you will get a blessings in your email, blessings directly from Radha Golokananda. This is just a seva we offer. It's not, we don't ask any donation for this, but you can sign up and be a part of the birthday blessings. So for all the devotees who have their birthdays this week, let's pray for all of them. Let's chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, praying to Shri Shri Radha Golokananda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, so thank you all so much for coming, joining us this evening on this auspicious day of Ekadashi. Our next program is, we'll proceed downstairs and we have Ekadashi Prasadam for everyone. Right? Shri Shri Radha Golokananda ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, His Honorable Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki, Mahaprasade Govinde, Nama Brahmani Vaishnave, Swalpa Punya Pritam Rajan, Vishwaso Neva Jayate, Bhagavad Mahaprasad ki, Shri Shri Radha Golokananda ki jai. Thank you all so much. Hare Krishna. Where's the father?